finish line and you'll make it. Don't you let it get you down. Just keep getting up when you hit the ground. Don't you let it get you down. Just keep getting up when you hit the ground. Gotta be real with it. Never give up, never, never give up. It's gonna be hard, but you can take it. Want you to cry, then you will fake it. Give it a beat and you will shake it. The finish line and you'll make it. Don't you let it get you down. Just keep getting up when you hit the ground. Don't you let it get you down. Just keep getting up when you hit the ground. Gotta be real with it. Never give up, never, never give up. Never give up, never, never give up. Never give up, never, never give up.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Switch that V6 for the EV, ride it around my city. You should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sick.
Getting started in just a second. Just waiting to see if a few more people will come in.
Do it for the future, time to get a world of makeover. Time never stops, no, the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess. How can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. New car goes zoom, but it's quiet. You can.
Hey, Kimmy, baby, I had a book over here in this drawer. You seen it?
You mean a little black book? Oh, honey, I cleaned out those drawers in that whole room and made a big donation to Goodwill. But don't worry, we can get you another one.
Oh, hell no.
You're never going to believe what happened to me today at the Goodwill. I found a book of seed phrases, honey. I can get those hair transplants now. Oh.
Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
Buenos días, mis amigos. Welcome everyone to the midday crypto charts with Road Dogg. My name is Lane. I am your host today on the Road Dogg Crypto channel, taking a look at crypto. You just saw one of my little funny pokes at wallet security. If you don't have a Tangent wallet, you need to seriously think about getting one. Good news about Tangent, if you didn't know, they're coming out with Tangent 2.0. The original one, which I have, is beautiful. I don't have to worry about seed phrases. Remember, seed phrases were introduced into crypto to make things easier for us. We introduced a layer of vulnerability with those seed phrases. Keep that in mind. But for you diehard seed phrase fans, Tangent has come out with Wallet 2.0, which gives you the option, if you choose, to have a seed phrase that you can write down and hopefully keep it in a very, very, very secure place. Most of us don't. That's why I advocate not using the seed phrase. You don't need it with Tangent. Easy to use. The only drawback to having a Tangent is that you must have an NFC enabled phone. If you do not have an NFC available phone, this one won't work. If you do, man, this thing is easy to use for DeFi, for everything, holding your coins, and they hold Caspa. Did you know they hold Caspa? How many other wallets hold Caspa? Can you find that? You need Tangent just to hold your Caspa. Caspa's big. I digress. Let's get into it. You guys wondering where I is? I is right here, and we're gonna flip on the screen here as soon as I can find my buttons. Didn't want to be in the way of Tangent. So welcome to the stream if you are just now tuning in or you are catching this later. We're looking at the crypto market today as we're getting hit. Do you know why we're getting hit on crypto today? Well, for the bigger guys, let's just go over the news here. SEC incentivized legal clash against Coinbase in a new lawsuit. A new lawsuit! Gary, you think your kung fu is strong? What up, Gary? You try to bully everyone. Somebody going to pull you in your place. Just no like you, Gary. You kung fu no strong. Securities and Exchange Commission filed a new lawsuit against Coinbase. The commission has requested the judge to dismiss the exchange's counter motion. Coinbase remains resolute and plans to file a response in opposition. Go Coinbase, man. You are leading the industry. I take back all the things I've said about you and your crazy fees. I do hope you get that under control. But, hey, man. You're putting up the fight. We support you, man. SEC's latest arguments. Coinbase's motion... SEC's latest arguments. SEC presenting counter argument advocating the dismissal of Coinbase's motion, doubling down on its stance against the exchange. Coinbase has fought back, saying investment contracts must include common law contractual undertakings to deliver future value or a contractual right to profits, income, or assets of a business. It asserted none of these services satisfy the criteria and therefore should not be subject to regulation. Judges are siding with plaintiffs in these decisions and pointing out all the flaws in the SECs, and I love it. Looking at the crypto market today, we're down. Why are we down? Let's get back to that. I am on the rabbit run here, jumping and jumping and jumping from place to place. Bitcoin market dominance is going to the upside. More people are starting to eyeball Bitcoin and saying, she sure does look yummy. I sure don't want to miss out on it if it goes back to 30,000. I better jump in. So that's the OG traders kind of thinking that. That's definitely the retail traders and even the institutional investors saying, Your market makers, though, they might have a different thing in mind. Now, right below this chart, if you can see right behind my head, let me turn myself off for a second. Oh, and let me turn my little dancing girl off. She is in the way. Where are you, dancing girl? So, behind my head where I used to be, to your left of the dancing zombie that you see for Halloween, this is the DXY, this is the dollar. We're dropping a little bit today. But I mean, my. We're still not ready to break trend, but it's always good when the dollar drops. That does help Bitcoin. Dollar comes down, Bitcoin goes up. Nice to see that. Let me flip myself back on. Oh, and there I am. Over to the upper right-hand corner, we got the total 3 market cap. This is your altcoins. This does not include Bitcoin. This does not include Ethereum. As you can see, there's a sell-off. People are selling off their altcoins. They're either getting into Bitcoin or they're getting into stable coins. You can tell that by the chart to the bottom. This is the Tether market cap dominance. This shows when money is coming back into stablecoins. So people have been taking profit on their altcoins as they ran up. Rightly so. That the game plan of mine too, just in case we get Bitcoin at some more juicy prices. Bitcoin's sitting here at a nice little iffy place. Now I'm on a very small chart, but why I'm on the small chart is because I've got a larger trend line right here and I'm looking for a bearish retest, meaning possible to come all the way up here to this area, maybe 27,700, 27,800. Maybe not even that high, maybe just right back up to the levels that we were at, about 27.6. Before possibly getting rejected at that trend line to continue down. Now, to fully understand this, we need to back out just a little bit on Bitcoin to see what we're actually looking at. And hopefully we can pull this up here, blow this little baby up here. This is what we're looking at. Market structure. This big old trend line right here, well, we broke it. That's to the downside. This is a bearish megaphone pattern. This one has about a 72%, if I'm not mistaken, I am mistaken, it's a 52% chance to break to the downside. And it is. And we are sitting over, let me move this little Fibonacci out of the way here. Getting dangerously close to this Ichimoku green cloud. Now we got a couple of scenarios that we could look at here. If we zoom out even more, you can see that this pattern is just a breakout of a much bigger pattern, which actually is a bullish pattern, which should send us to the upside. So we're doing a couple of different things. We're getting a bearish retest here which should bring us down hopefully to about 27,100, something like that. Will we see it? It's likely, but it doesn't mean we will. So short term, bearish, but getting a retest here could put us in a great situation to struggle, and it will be a struggle to get past these areas at 28,000. We do have our moving averages stacked against us right here, but they are lined up very nice. These are my higher moving averages. I have the 800 here on the bottom and the 660 something right here on top. It is the one that I call the Lucy line, but they're in order, which will give us a pass. Meaning Lucy will say, you may pass, should we get up there and work our way through there. So keep that in mind. Short-term bearish, mid-term possibly bullish, and maybe getting a rise up here to 29.3, 29.6 or higher. But those are the current areas that I am looking for. We can see that the BRBP is giving us some resistance coming in here right at this level, about 29.1. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lower this box just a little bit. Take care of that little guy, because this might be an area to consider maybe taking a short-term short. Make a little money while it's going down, because it most likely will get rejected there. A lot of people are starting to look at this as being an inverted head and shoulders. Maybe. If so, we are trying to retest that neckline. 64% chance that we will come back to retest that neckline. I can't seem to move that neckline. So currently I am working on a little short position just for short term, and also as we come down here starting to build a little bit of a long position. Now, I'm currently doing this over here on BitUnix, man. I love these guys. These guys are awesome. A growing exchange and looking for feedback for adding new coins. Love it. They do have a little promotion going on in October. If you put money in, you get bonuses to help you trade more, especially in the futures department. So currently I'm just trying to build a short. I've not caught traction on this yet, but I am working on building a short here. Now, if this happens, if this scenario plays out where we break back into this pattern, oh, I'm closing this and flipping opposite, going hard, because that could possibly be what we need to shoot us up to those higher numbers, 28,800 and 30,000. That's what I'm looking for right here. Now, one thing that I can do over here that I am going to do right now, see this area right over here at 27,651 where we kept getting shot down and we haven't been able to make it above there. I'm going to do something called a trigger order over here, and this is available on MEXC as well. Your good exchanges should give you these options. Make sure I'm not going to sit here and draw on the screen when I do all this. All right, so I'm going to set a trigger order for, I'm coming in at 27. I'm going to go 652. I'm going to make this a market because I don't trust it to retest. If it breaks back in there, I think it will take off. There's a possibility of an inverted head and shoulders pattern forming there, which would knock us up to about 28,000 if it does this. So I'm going to put a trigger order just to safeguard myself, not miss that move. And what this will do, click trigger order right, you guys can't see it. Let me clear off my screen so you can see what I'm doing over here to the left. Apologize about that. I forget about those little things being over there. So over here, our trigger order. Now I'm currently, I'm gonna up my leverage for that. It will not let me do it. So I'm stuck with 20x just because I've already got a position right there where I'm building short term. But I do want this trigger order to come in 27,652. That will give me ample room for us to make a higher high. If we do that, I'm going to risk it. We're going to be back inside this pattern. Actually, to confirm being back in this pattern, I'm going to go just a little higher. just to avoid any wick outs. And I know I'm not getting the juicy price, but I am saving myself just in case it wicks in and wicks back out. So a little extra protection I think is kind of key. So if we confirm a higher high and a breakout of the inverted head and shoulders pattern that we are possibly, I'm not going to call this out like a lot of people, like we know instantly what goes on, because I've seen a few patterns lately where that head and shoulders just totally failed and it was a beautiful one. So calling patterns earlier is a mistake, and that's why I like to go with what my mentor taught me, always say possible until it's actually confirmed. I'm trying to erase some of my mess here so I can show you what I'm doing, but oh, there's what I'm looking for so I can pull my screen up. Possible inverted head and shoulders with a nice little neckline there. I'm putting my little order. I'm going to go 674. I'm going to give myself just a little more wiggle room. 20% leverage, and I'm going hard. I'm going to go with about 25% of my bag, and that's a little bit risky. But I can also put a tight stop once that order catches somewhere just below this neckline, and if we break it back into it, then my trade is invalidated and I'm out with minimum loss. So basically, if I guess I need to pull this little guy out to explain this, what I'm doing on Bitcoin. We'll get into altcoins. I've got some juicy altcoins to go over. If we break back into this pattern, my stop loss or my target is going to be toward the top of this pattern. That's where we're going to be headed. I'll pull some fibs and work on that target, but right now, just eyeballing it, I'm looking about 29,100. That gives me an incredible risk to reward ratio, even if I just put my stop loss at the bottom. That's 1%. But I plan to put it right under the neckline we break out of to minimize my loss. Put it under the last high there, so we whip back into it. Chances are it's not going to do too good. So I can put a tight stop loss, and it gives me a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 14. I like that. I can work with that. So that's what I'm going to do. Hit my little buy long on BitUnix, and we are ready to go. So if you put $100 in the BitUnix trade on perpetuals, they were giving you an extra $10. And I think they've got something else going on right now. They got details over on the exchange. I did have the article up, but I don't have it at the moment. But they got a nice promotion going over there, and I like the guys over at BitUnix. They are on the up and up. Very happy with them. Taking a quick look over on Fairdesk, which I did gain my access back to. I was locked out of here for a little bit yesterday. I did not appreciate that at all, because it did cause me some losses that I could not control my trades. However, things are back up and running, and you can see I'm actually doing a little bit of a hedge, a little bit of a long and short during this shorter time frame. After this, I do want to do the same thing with that I did, put a trigger order. You can do this on the futures, cannot do this on the copy trading. That one's very limited as to how you can set up your orders, but on the futures, it is fine. So I want to do the same thing over here real quick, 27635 on conditional. Have to make it a market because I don't want to miss anything. So you do pay a little bit higher fees, but for the scenario that we're looking for there, I'm going to make you just a little higher. And I'm going to put we're going to run with about 20% of what I have. Oh, 25. I don't have very much over here. I've got about $83 over here right now. So trying to build this guy up. So we'll put that in. That did not work out well. Okay, so I accidentally just market ordered, so and I'm not ready to be in there yet. So we are closing that whole position on my long. Conditional, must hit that conditional. Here we go, hit the market. Now we're ready to rock. I want to, if it breaks back into this pattern right above here, no more shorts inside the pattern. Cancel out some of those, and we're putting 670, 670. 0.05. There we go. And there we got a conditional market order. And now the cool thing is that I can adjust this as needed. So we got her set up and ready to go over on Bear Desk. All right, guys, let's start taking a look at some altcoins. But first, before we do that,
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
respect the king. Respect the king, baby. Elvis loves you. All right. First, I want to join to the chat. Shout out to all you guys being here. I don't have it popped out yet, do I? Or do I? Marco Shin, hey, glad to see you here. And Not a Member, hey, Not a Member was a winner of a Tangent wallet in our 1,000 sub giveaway. I don't know if you caught this, Not a Member, but I need you to email me, dogcrypto@gmail.com, so I can give you instructions on how to claim the wallet and have it shipped to you. Hooking you up with my rep, so you don't have to give me, dox yourself to me or whatever the information that they need to ship it to you. You can deal directly with Tangent for that. So just send me an email and then I can set you on the right course there, and that'll take care of all three of our winners. And of course, follow up with me. Let me know when you actually get it. There may be a bit of a shipping delay. I don't know. The Tangent 2.0 wallet is creating quite a stir and demand for Tangent. If you need one, use code DOG. Get 10% off. And not only does that help you, that also helps the channel. That helps the channel a lot. Pay for the subscription fees that I have to pay to make these videos and get all these cool things like token metrics that we'll take a look at right now. As you can see, alt season, Bitcoin season, where are we? We are firmly in the top quadrant or top thirds of Bitcoin season. Meaning Bitcoin is starting to steal the show. Altcoins, not so much. Oh, juicy prices in altcoins for the investor, the DCAer. Great time. Better than buying them when they pump to the upside, right? So keep that in mind if that's your strategy. It's a good time to DCA, regardless. These next 6 to 7 to 8, 9 months, pre-halving and even a little bit after the halving, maybe 3 months after the halving, we still get some juicy prices out of these altcoins. So DCA for bigger bags, smart move, well strategy. I highly advise it. If you know TA, you can pinpoint it better. If you don't know TA, come here and I will point it out for you to give you some advice. I'm mostly a swing trader, but I do some leverage trading. I'm not advocating that you do that. You do not have to do it. Spot trading will make you rich. You just got to get in at the time frame we talked about, get your bags built, be patient, and life-changing money will come this cycle, guaranteed. And that's how the big guys do it. We don't do it all leverage trading. A lot of it is spot and holding, position trading, swing trading. You can't beat it. That's where your biggest gains will come from, unless you hit all those rare home runs, hitting it out of the park, which you can do. Getting in at just the right price with just the right leverage and just the right position. Yeah, and that's usually what you see represented, but that's not the norm. That is not the norm for leverage trading. So keep that in mind. And for as many wins as I post over my Telegram group, there are probably, honestly, probably at least twice as many losses. Maybe 3 times as many losses. I try to keep the minimum. And sometimes stupid is as stupid does. And just because you know TA, just because you can trade spot very well, doesn't mean you won't make some stupid leverage decisions. So I do it to refine my skills and try to add skills to my toolbox. And that's why I advocate leverage trading. If you're not good at spot and want to leverage trade, do a demo account. Play around, get a feel for it. Get a good feel for what leverage you're using. And that will help out a lot. I've been using crazy leverage lately, 100x, but it took some time for me to get a feel for what it can do and what I can do with it. I don't advise it. I don't advise it unless you're very confident in using it. And still, it bites me sometimes. Nice little support resistance area right here. Now I'm looking for a retest, but Ichimoku Cloud is suggesting that, hey, she may go ahead and try to run up here. Very possible. So that's why I wanted to put that little trigger order in. I don't want to miss that if it does. We do have a possible inverted head and shoulders. Guys, I got to come over to the chat. Let me just go ahead and bring this guy down. Don't want to run out of time. I got some coins to go over. And on my list, some that we did not get to cover last night. Last night was a nice stream. That's our altcoin degen night, streaming nightly around 10:30, 11 o'clock during the night is my main stream. The daytime was just a bonus. Not a member says, woohoo, awesome, we'll do. All right, cool. Glad I got that across to you. Russ Abe, hey, how you doing? And Patrick Power, hey, man, glad to see you here. Patrick says, big dump to 15K next 2 weeks. You got evidence? It's possible. We'll say possibilities. I don't like to talk in absolutes at all, especially when it comes to crypto. I mean, you could. I'm not going to say it couldn't happen. Anything can happen in crypto. It can blow your mind. Once you think you know what Bitcoin's going to do, it's going to prove you wrong and make you look like an idiot. So I try never to do that, to just claim that it's going to do something. Let's see if there's a supporting argument for that. First, for that to happen, it's got to break this level right here at 25,000, which we're not ready to do. On the weekly, the red Ichimoku Cloud, doing what it does on every other time frame, wants to spit us out to the upside. So, before we can do that, let me grab out my other chart that I show ad nauseum. The other people are starting to turn on to now. I've been saying this for months, ever since we doubled bottom right here at 25. Well, this could be the scenario we're looking at. Could be, possibly. I'm not calling it out until it confirms. I need a confirmed neckline, meaning we got to come back to 25. Once we get there, I can say, hold on, baby, 15 might be in the cards. But for me to say that, I can't say that preemptively. And actually, my measured move for this inverted head and shoulders, should this play out, at the moment would be 20,500, where we have some very strong support right down at 19,150. So it's going to take a lot to push us all the way back down here. I'm not saying that it can't happen. We do have some time for that to play out. And price-wise, man, that would be awesome. If price did this, came down, flipped that, worked its way down here and did a double bottom, oh, awesome. I'm not complaining. I'm cool with that. I'm ready to soak up some more Bitcoin at these juicy levels. But just for me and my analysis and my training, I can't make a call like that until, well, more evidence supports that. But I do appreciate your input. And definitely not saying that you're wrong. Truth is, we do not know what Bitcoin's going to do, but we can gauge by the past. In one scenario that I've been advocating lately, other than this head and shoulders, the other ones that we're in a range. Your markets are kind of sectioned off into sometimes thirds. I'm saying quadrants. What would you say? Thirds? How would you say that? So this area here, where our red line is, blocks us from this top area. And this area where I've got these green dotted lines down here, well, that's the bottom, and that is our actual a bottom. That's our third area. Right now, we're in between these areas. We had inverted head and shoulder here, and so we're trading this little range here. If we lose this range, yes, we're coming down to play around in this lower range. So that is true by technical analysis. However, one thing that a lot of us are not looking at, which could be a possibility, is that we just stay in this freaking range. And this may be an accumulation period for institutional investors, and we may be looking possibly at a bigger accumulation, which they could spring down, Wyckoff theory, maybe even down here to this measure move, freak everybody out, and then drive prices right back up, work its back up, flag out up top above 30,000, and then off to the moon. Now that scenario could also fit with what we're looking at this point in the cycle. So keep these ideas in mind. We don't know for sure, but there's several different possibilities that could play out. These are the two main ones that I personally am looking for. Patrick says, oh, a Blood X showed up. Oh, we're looking at Market Cipher. Let's take a look. Did you give me a time frame? I am not getting anything on the weekly. Larger time frames, not getting it. Let me see. There's a blood diamond there from a few days ago, or several days ago. That was back in August. Did have an effect on price. These blood diamonds, worth noting. Now I'm using BMC Cipher A for this part. Which is the Trading View free version, or available on Trading View of Market Cipher, which I love. I don't see anything yet on a smaller time frame on that. Now, if I saw it on the weekly, that would be something I'd be alerted, or I would definitely want to know about and keep an eye on. But, you know, I'll give you this. Oh, crap. This is worth noting. Because I've been warning about this as stochastics were coming down and we got that red dot of market cipher. But we also got money flow coming in on the monthly. Now that's big. That means pullbacks that we get on the monthly are not going to be as bad. And we just got the green dot. Now this could easily, and you know, next month flip to a red dot. We can play in a game of red dot, green dot. But as long as money flow is coming in, there is a chance, and stochastics going up, that October is actually going to be a good month. If you look at the MACD, I mean, it's cross bullish, but we're, you know, we're lagging. We're kind of sideways. It's not official yet, but it is making some higher highs on the MACD. So it's, you know, we're starting toward bullish territory. That's just on the monthly. So that gives me hope that our 2-month chart will look out a bit better. I'm actually, I did not know about that green dot printing on the monthly. So glad you mentioned that so I can check that out. Here we're showing some resistance on our VRVP. It was showing right up here at this high level, right 30,000. It flipped off because depending on what you show in here, it gives you different information. I could use the other two, but I don't feel like doing that. But Patrick says, if I'm right, goes 15 times. Can I be a member? You can be a member anytime, Patrick. Come on. Join my Telegram group. It's free. I got all kinds of, if you're looking for TA instruction and all that, man, I've got books, I've got videos, I've got, and not just my videos, I mean other training videos. I've got a whole course over there. We go over GAN study, which I'm just now dabbling and trying to learn. There's a lot over there in my group, and it's still free at the moment. Been watching GAN. I'm looking for some things. Pluto plays a big part in this. Jupiter plays a big part of this. When these certain planets cross over the meridians here, like Jupiter is crossing over one now, most of the time, depending on which side it is, it'll do the opposite on the opposite side. So if it crosses over here and goes up, when it crosses over here, it can go down. So I'm learning a lot of interesting things about how GAN use planets and even the angles. It's fascinating. But I'm not up to speed to start just throwing that stuff out yet. But I love WD GAN, and I do have some information on him and some software and things like that available on the Telegram. And it's just a cool place to be because we have got the Coin Trends bot in our main group, which is amazing. We also have the big units box over there. And Coin Trends, it will do TA for you, and it will pull up charts for you. Coin Trends is a pretty awesome what's a website and tracker, and just kind of like Coin Token Metrics in a way. But you can do things like TA Bitcoin, and not only will it give you and tell you that Bitcoin is looking very bullish, except for the parabolic SAR showing up bearish, just letting you know what's going on over at Binance. It can also give you strategies, analyze it with AI. This is an AI bot that we've got over in our Telegram group. I love it. They love it. And I put it over there and paid for this one, the professional version, because I saw it on another group then. I was like, dang, that's a cool bot. Coin Trends, shout out to them. All right, let's get back to our chat here. Marco says, can we check the astrology and also lunar chart? Well, when I get better at it, definitely. The lunar charts. Oh, where are you? Let me pull up my software. That's not it. That's the square 9. This is Ganzilla, which is free software by a developer or a programmer that was just a big GAN fan like me, sharing it with the world, and I love that. I love open source. So, it's October 6th, and we are past the half moon stage, leaning toward the new moon on October 14th. That's going to be interesting. And I do have a chart, I believe, with that. So far, I mean, the dots I have plotted, or the times that I have plotted, and I'm not confident enough here to say what's going to go on, but I'm looking very closely at Friday, October the 13th. Yeah, I don't even think I have it over here. I'm on the wrong chart. That's the day for a solar eclipse. That's the date that I would be watching out for. Also, moon to 290 degrees, October 16th. I'm looking at that date, and it's important, but for the life of me, I need to put more notes on here because there is so much information to consume with GAN that, man, I can't even remember some of this stuff. So those are some things. And Saturday, October the 14th, after the Friday the 13th, we got a Mercury with Sun conjunction in Libra, so I'm going to pay attention to those dates. I wish I could give you more, and hopefully in time I can get better at GAN and get more adapted to that. I did have another chart with my eclipses. Friday the 13th, that's what we're looking for there. For the moon, now we could look. Moon cycles are kind of iffy. I'll tell you this, and I got this from Water's Above Crypto. We flipped over from a lunar cycle to now a solar cycle. So it's not so much the moon's affecting Bitcoin as much as what it could, but now the solar cycle, the solar eclipses especially, are what we're going to need. And there may be the big pullback in October coming from that. So it's either going to be really good or really bad, but in my understanding, once we're into the solar cycle, when we get solar eclipse, it's probably going to drop us. So as far as any kind of astrology, GAN astrology thing, that's the biggest thing that I can preach about right now. Hopefully one of these days I can call myself a GAN trader. He's just cool, but what I teach and what I show you guys on here is very, very effective. And has saved my butt and lets me stream anytime I want to. I don't have a 9 to 5. I don't have to do that. I'm out of the rat race thanks to crypto and investment. ALCX could dump to $5 to $6 after we see green line. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at it. ALCX, not familiar with that. It's on Binance. It's on Coinbase. That's a bonus. Ooh, she had some people trying to drive that price down, and it said, I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna flip-flop on you. What's she doing here? So we still got this area to contend with. Visual range volume profile also has that range, and I don't disagree with it at all. Let me turn that off so we can see what's going on here. So there's several projects. We looked at another one, Crytpo, Qredo. This chart looks very similar to it. My memory serves me correctly. However, the only difference that I see between it and the other is that on the weekly it's regained the 9 moving average, and I will contend that anytime you're above the 9 moving average, you're on a local bullish trend. Applies to any time frame. It's bullish for that period of time. And then when it gets above the 200 moving average, well, it's on then, baby. So getting above the 9 will help you catch a trend to the upside as long as it holds above it. And it looks like it may be flirting with trying to break out of this falling wedge. And it's a shallow falling wedge, which usually do a lot better than the more deeper ones. Thomas Bukowski says they're kind of like a diving board, and the further that these things go out, the more bounce that you get. So that's also coming to play. I would need to see it get above this area to feel comfortable before trying to take a long. I would actually want to see it get, man, I'm telling you, I'd like to see it get above 1584 to feel a little bit more confident in it. How realistic is that? If we do see a breakout, if it does break out and you want to look for a retest would be the safest area to get in, and that would be about 1322 for a long. Otherwise, it can reject, and yeah, it can definitely come down more. It's just that, well, there's a little bit of bullish divergence on this weekly time frame, which may be, well, that would be why we got a pump at that area. So is it enough to pump us out? Well, it's kind of level right there, and it's coming down right here. That is exaggerated bullish divergence, and it's a weak form. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we will get the breakout, but we could. So it's something to be on the alert for. So if you're trying to get on this, waiting for the breakout, that'd be your safest bet buying at this level when it flips out for support. Getting above the 21 moving average on the weekly, awesome. Looking on the daily just to get an idea for what's going on here. They were trying to knock it down over here, but it said, I want to bounce up to that 200 moving average, which was quite a nice little move from it. That's 44%. If anybody has actually had a trend line there, boom. Watching it break above on that first candle, come back to retest, and there was your buy. Perfect. And that happened after your 9 moving average crossed your 21. And then when the 9 crossed the 50, well, the price is already starting to retest then. When the 9 crosses to 21, that's a short-term buy signal for me, and that's how I play it. So getting rejected here at the 100 moving average on the daily, suggesting that we're going to come back down to at least 1045. And Brasse is looking, said it could dump to a 5 to 6. That's if it comes down to the bottom of the pattern. And actually, I got lower. If we come down, I've got a possibility of about 492. We can use a little fib trick. But going from this swing low to swing high, I want to draw your attention to this. This is really close to my 127 reversal area. A lot of times, not every time, but this will be a low and we'll find a bounce. It hasn't quite hit it yet, will it? Maybe when it gets rejected here, it'll come down there to this area. But to me, if I had to pick a juicy area to look at getting in, I would look at this area right here. I wouldn't discount this area. And sure, it could go lower. We do have that 618 at 455. So if we get, and that's at the bottom of the channel, that could also be very relevant. It would take it usually takes, like long squeezes or some kind of squeeze to get us to those levels. But it could happen. Not going to say it's not, but I do, by my technical analysis and how I do it, the 272 area about 958 looks a little juicy for looking closer to see if there might be an entry idea. If you're a degen, like to take more aggressive entries. So looking for a possibility of breakout, which in case that would be by this area. Or if we get rejected, come on down to this area. Maybe. This is, like I said earlier with altcoins, I think if you're actually looking to hold this, not looking to short-term trade it, trying to build a position, DCAing over the next few months will give you the best, in my personal opinion. Play it like the whales. They just buy on the low lows. Little here, little there, little here, not to move price, little here, nibble, nibble, nibble till they get a full bag. And it's a good strategy. Patrick asks, what's my view on XRP? I think we looked at that last night before. We looked at it recently, and it was looking, if I remember right, I thought I liked what I saw. Oh, okay. So a little bit of a warning. Okay, let me turn Market Cypher off. There was an X there, which they claim is manipulation. A lot of probably quick selling market makers kind of stuffy stuff. I'm not trying to turn that on. Oh crap. Okay. So support resistance, we lost it. Now we're trying to retest. And normally this is a bearish retest. So keep in mind, it's kind of what Bitcoin's doing right now too. Exact same thing Bitcoin did. Now it's also got a possible inverted head and shoulders. The neckline would be following this moving average right there. See a shoulder ahead and then the shoulder. So I do see that as being a confirmed one, which is also basically just your, falling channel, which has a tendency to break to the upside. So if you look at it like this, we got a retest of this trend line. So inverted head and shoulders or, falling channel, either way, we've got the same results. And basically, it means breaking us back into this pattern coming up at the 200 moving average at 56 cents, which would be nice and juicy if that happens. I'd put a trigger wave, a conditional order in above this trend line. Above that last wick would be safe, about 55 cents. And if we hit it, boom, mark it in and ride the ride. That would be a safer way to do that. Or, once it gets back in there, you can put a tight stop loss in and just, however you want to do it, however you want to enter the trade. But if it gets around 55 cents or more, if it breaks back into this trend line, some people look at it as a bear trap, gets back in and it's ready to shoot up like it did over here. Now keep in mind, when price shoots up like this, that's empty space, and it's easy for it to reclaim those areas and have just we've seen it with Bitcoin even. Another shoot up just as easy until we get to some more of these candle areas. So it might face resistance about right here at 67 cents. Let me color that a different color. Blue is for my measure moves. So that's what I'm seeing for XRP. It's got some potential. I'm looking at this as being a possible bear trap. And if it is, that is awesome. Because remember, it was in a bearish pattern, right? It's in a rising wedge that broke to the upside, which goes parabolic, and technically it did. It went up to 93 cents, but then it came back, and instead of retesting 62 cents and going up, we fell back into the pattern, which dropped us down, and usually outside the bottom of the pattern. This is normal price action for this pattern. Once you get that's how this kind of works. And so for it to break back in here, make it another parabolic move. So one of the things I do like, now I use a 5 moving average strategy along with some other strategies, and I've recently added some other moving averages to that. I've added the 366, which I've tuned myself, picked that one out myself. The 666 started out as a joke, but by golly, she's staying because she works. She's relevant. I guess some algorithm decided they'd be cute and use it too, and it's spun off, so we're using it. So no blessings for the devil. It's just, it works, so we got to pay attention to it. They say the devil runs the market anyway, so maybe. So look what we got going on. Our smart moving averages are regaining over the devil's moving average. To me, that's bullish. Once you do that and the 200 crossed it, I know we got this 50 crossing, that death cross at the 50 over the 200, but this is bigger than that in my personal opinion. So for the 200 to cross over the 600 moving average, and you got the 100 up here acting as a magnet to draw us up to it, yeah, I can definitely see this area, this target getting hit at 56 cents for XRP. And you're in the middle of the Ichimoku cloud on the daily. That normally pulls us up and shoots us out on the other side. So I'm seeing some good things. I'm seeing a very possible bear trap right here for XRP, and maybe for Bitcoin too. CZ Binance will go bankrupt. that's what our powers that be in the U.S. want, and that's what they are desperately trying to do, in my personal opinion, is bankrupt CZ, get him out of the way. Who might this be? Some of the bigger players that may recently come into crypto. I mean, they want to move Coinbase out of the way, and they got the government arms to make it a living hell for these places, whether they're located in the U.S. or not. So if they get Binance out of the way, if they get the big players out of the way, they can come in with their own custody-based legacy-style system that we're trying to get away from. They still don't get it. They still don't get it. The whole reason, and what we'll see happening is a subtle brainwashing of the public into away from decentralization being the grand end-all be-all of things, and more toward, well, it's not. We're not fully decentralized, but we got your back, baby. We'll take care of you. We'll custody your coins. We'll take care of you, baby. You can trust us. Getting back into that trust system, and I'm sorry, the OG cypherpunks, which I align with, say that's bullshit. But that's what they want to set up, and they want to change the narrative. So expect that over these next few years in this bull market, where the narrative is changed to more to legacy BS and centralization, and the protocols coming out, the coins coming out, the projects coming out, be more and more decentralized. And I advise just try to stay away from those, because they're going to get your money. How CZ in America won't be, however, crypto is international. Binance will thrive no matter what happens here. CZ knows how to run an exchange. He knows how to run a token. CZ's a smart guy. I have ultimate respect for him. He's always been on the up and up. He's an OG. I respect that. So I'm in his corner 100%. What's your view on BNB Binance? Will it go to $100? If the powers that be have any say so, yeah. They're wanting. I mean, CZ's on the target, but he knew it was coming. He's not a dumb guy. He saw this coming back with FTX. He's told his team to. We've got to do what we got to do and do it with integrity. He set out his core values again, his 1, 2, 3, 4 that he's tweeted on X or whatever. In the long run, I think he's solid. He knows how to weather the storms. He knows how to weather bear markets. He's the only one that was hiring when everybody else was getting liquidated, going under, going for bankruptcy. I miss the exchange. I love Binance. Let's take a look at BNB. So holding 212, and you know, there's word out that it's got to hold this kind of area, 215 area. Because I guess there's a loan, or it's leveraged somehow. Maybe, I don't know. But it's gradually been dropping. Currently in a falling wedge. Now we did lose this area. I need to zoom out just a little bit. Your best T8 comes from the larger time frames. Ichimoku cloud's getting nice and thick. I like that. Stochastics are down. I'm on the 2-week chart here too. Stochastics have bottomed out. Here's what I do like. I like that money flow starting to level out. I like the stochastics are starting to turn to the upside. I like that VWAP is starting to go to the upside. Now we've not made it clear. It's not a buy signal yet. Possibility to have one. What we got here? We got that going to the downside and that. So we don't have any bullish divergence there yet. I'd really need to see some bullish divergence on the time frame, and that will be the kickoff that, hey, we're getting ready to reverse and do something. Right now, this is what we were looking at. From these candle bodies to this candle body, we rode it, lost it. We already did it from up here. So your initial measure move, oh gosh, it's gonna scare a lot of people right here. I got a couple. That measure move says negative $11. There's a percentage of it to reach those areas, so we're not even going to entertain that one. So let me get our areas straightened out here. Oops. Let me get my finessed measured move, make it just a little bit more accurate right there. Okay, where does that take? Let's get rid of our Fibonacci. And that is taking us right back down to this area at $115. So yeah, there's a, oh, wait a minute. I put that in the wrong spot. Oh, there's my timer. It still takes us right there in that area. About $120 just for the measurement I pulled there. That was from that. And then also, man, what did I just do there? This measured move takes us down to our measured move target right there in that area. I mean, I do have some measured move targets here at 143 and 152. So I can actually, you know, I've got TA evidence, I guess, if you will, or analysis that will support those levels. I'm not yet seeing anything down to 100, but it could, because you got this big pump up there. And I mean, $42 is a real level. But man, what do they have to do to drive the price down? What kind of bad news, what kind of event has to happen to do that? But as of yet, I'm not seeing the move to take us down there. I'm looking more for this area possibly being hit, and or moving averages are also suggesting that could be possible. Let's go to a smaller time frame. Let's go to the weekly and the 3-day. Weekly lost 200 moving average. 21's getting ready to cross. That's going to push us down. So I do see some more downside out of this. So probably not the best time for a long. But I think if you try to short it, it's going to be a slow short. I mean, look how many weeks it took it to come down from $256 to $200. I mean, it's not. That wouldn't be the funnest leverage play to make unless you're going really crazy leverage. You may see some gains, but otherwise it would be slow if you're like doing like a 5x or something. So another measure move here we can look at. Still bringing us right down to these targets right around 140 to 160 through there. Shorter, you know, on the shorter term over the next, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks. But look at this. Keep this in mind. Even though we got that, MACD is wanting to try to go up, and we're looking at a possibility of having a bullish cross here. So it's not official. Doesn't mean it's going to do it, because until it actually crosses, hey, it's just wishful thinking. Because it could easily just, you know, roll over and do that, do the little duck lip thing and roll over. But something to look at on the bigger time frames that may boost us up to retest this area at 277. That could happen, but this makes it look a little doubtful. It'd be hard to get above 243 in my personal opinion. But I just want to point out that our other time frames, the 100 and the 50, they are above, it's still above the 200. So still a little helium in our balloon to keep us a little bit afloat. So sideways, a slow bleed's what I see. A slow bleed down. Which he says, "Hi, Road Dog, could you take a look at Bitmart?" Okay. Biraki. I'm not familiar with this little guy at all. Weekly's got a great little candle there. So nice. Looks like she flagged out. I've got one moving average that's showing up, and it's the one that we really need to see right now, and that's the 9s. That little green line that we got there, saying that's bullish. So we just now got enough information to start getting some prints on the daily. That's bullish. So whatever, and this is bullish. It's on the 12-hour above the 9 moving average. If you're above the 9, you're bullish, and this looks strong. Well, I don't even know what this is. Ichimoku cloud bump out to the upside. Got a little sliver of green showing through, if you can see this. When I see a big thick Ichimoku cloud and it's coming out to the upside, a little sliver of green, oh, that's beautiful. Now we might come in here, but it gives us a chance to ride above the cloud as it starts going up. That's what we want to see there. So in my opinion, just by TA only, it looks like we got a breakout of one of my favorite patterns is a falling wedge or a falling channel. Channel is 64% chance to break to the upside. Look at it this way, the falling wedge, 68%, 70% chance to break to the upside. So what it's doing, measure move for this little guy. 1-to-1 move, AB equals CD, take us up to 11.7 area. Let's go ahead and mark that. Appreciate you bringing this one up. It looks very interesting. I have not heard of it. I'm going to add this one to our watch list here on late night picks. I want to keep up with this one, and that way it's easy to find. If you ever visit or stream again, I can go right to it. So that's a measure move for, let me write this down. AB equals CD. Yeah. Okay, so that's one area. See if we can get some other little juicy targets in here. Now, a lot of us are probably saying, what the hell's Brock? What is it? What is Brock? I don't know. B-Rock. Let's take a look at the tokenomics on it real quick. Is this a trade? Is it a long-term hold? So sitting at 8.4 cents, 8.5 cents right now. There are 100 million. I like that. Anything under $1 billion makes my little ears perk up. Well, I got to clear out some things so I can make sure you guys can see everything that I'm looking at here. All right. Take some of this stuff off here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Circulating supply, self-circulating supply is 67 million. So about 60-70% of this token is out in circulation. $5 million market cap. Oh, this could be juicy. What is it? What does it do? Oven ad says BitRock price prediction 2023. It doesn't say anything else. This is available on Uniswap version 2, BitGet, MEXC, Bitmart, Ocean. So getting some notoriety on some of the exchange, which will add to the liquidity. That is a you talk about a lottery ticket. I mean, getting in at a good point on a new coin. If it's got a good use case, it's a great time to get in. All-time high was 30 cents 2 months ago. 2 months ago, this thing went to 30 cents. It's at 8 cents now. That's a 3x from here. All-time low was 3 months ago, was 0.003. Oh my gosh, if you got in at that in July and knew about this coin, anywhere through there. So if you got in at a penny, you just got 800% return if you got in at a penny. Got in at 0.0036. Somewhere through there, you've 2200% return on investment. This coin deserves some respect. I intend to give it some respect. That's outstanding. I don't hear the music going with my thingy thing. There should be some pump music. I think you guys can hear it. I must not be able to hear. What happened to my screen? So here we are. BitRock is Ethereum sidechain IBFT 2.0 proof of authority blockchain with near zero native gas fee. How are near zero native gas fee? So how are you going to create demand? On top of having scalable, secure, and high-speed infrastructure, BitRock will have a unique multi-chain DEX. Okay, a DEX swap where cryptocurrencies can be traded direct on their native chains. Ooh, like that. And the need to use DEXs native to those chains. Hold native chain tokens or pay gas fees in those native tokens. All the former can be handled through BitRock's native multi-chain DEX. All the gas equalizer paid in BitRock 20. That is interesting. BitRock 20. All right, now there may be some There may be some security issues. Mixing and maxing our interoperability change. We know the bridges get hacked or exploited a lot. So you may want to deep dive into the technology that they're using and just keep that in mind. But it sounds pretty awesome because we're headed that way to where we will be able to trade on dexes from chain to chain, and Cosmos ecosystem is a big proponent of that. I don't think this is the Ethereum play. I do want to take a quick look at the website. Oh, that's not good. I don't like that. That's a red flag for me when that happens. Is this the page we're on? So caution there is let's go to GitHub. Show me something GitHub. Oh, you can run a node? That'd be interesting. I like nodes. Gotta get this juicy earpiece back in. Oh! All right, so I'm trying to take a look at our pools, repositories. Updated last week, that was good. They've been working on it. They're building. That's what I want to see. I want to see some current development going on. And they've been working, so that's good. That gives me peace of mind. I don't know what's up with their webpage, or whether it's my browser, but may want to do some due diligence. But looking at the chart, it looks nice. Now let's go ahead and look at some more areas here. Ooh, about missed that. Gotta make sure I get that little wick. So here we are. We caught the 382 Fibonacci, which is good for another move to the upside. Where's it going to go? I had the measure move, but I also now got some more targets that we can look at. That will also come to 12.5 and possibly right here at the 13.4 area. For some other targets, if she gets really freaky bullish, short squeezes or whatever. I don't even know if this is tradable on futures, but 1570 is on the table, but less probable. 12.5 is your most likely, and that would be the sky right here, the very first one. Also, this one will probably be hit first. This will be your first resistance area to really pay attention to, other than the 618 where we're at right now. Okay. So let's mark that. It's fighting rejection here at the 618 Fibonacci area, but we did get pushed out of the red cloud there. Now, will it continue on up higher from here? Maybe. Look for that, but if it doesn't, gotta love these fibs, man. If I couldn't have any indicators, I would want a fib tool. Just a fib tool and price action. And I think I would do just fine. So any pullbacks, meaning a chance to build a bag or catch a pullback. Listen, when you break out of a falling channel, you got a 64% chance to come back and retest this area. That's coming back to the 50 and 21 moving average. It's at the 618. High probability that we will come back to the 0.5 to 0.618 area. Juicy place to get in to add to your trade. So this is my juicy buy zone right there for a pullback. So I'm expecting to get rejected at 618. From here, well, just see if we can do some predictive analysis of how this might play out. No guarantees at all, but this is a scenario that I see. Price will come back here, struggle a little bit, break up to this side, come down, and then start working our way up. Will it happen? Your guess is as good as mine, but that's probably what I see. That would give us a inverted head and shoulders. Possible. And if that possibility does actually play out, we'd be looking at confluence to come up here to our other Fibonacci level at 11 cents. So I'm just giving you some confluence. When you see several different ideas that give out the same areas, 1111 sounds like a wonderful number in general, and a great eventual target for this after a pullback to about 7 cents. So if I had to do a trade setup, which I think this one's got one, this is what I'd be looking at to play. Set a juicy little tight stop loss, however you want. 4% would be reasonable. The 100 moving average is starting to come in here at 7.1 cents, going under that. You can figure out what leverage if you're using leverage or spot, just spot. Even spot, 7-to-1 risk reward ratio from getting in here at 7.5 cents, selling at 11 cents. Give you 45% return on your investment, and that's just up to that level. If you just sell off a little bit and hold on, we got the other targets measured move taking you up 55% and up to 64%. So interesting, looks juicy. I like the chart. Flexible-ish. JOYSTREAM coming down to levels. Me want to DCA. Love to hear that. That's one that I was going to pop off and talk about. We talked about it last night. Dug a little bit deeper into it. I was going to try to put out a video on it today, but I don't know if I'll get time to put one together or not. I like the project. I think it's going to be hot. I think it's going to be really, really hot. I like what they're doing. Got to make sure that you get the right one. There's also joystick games, JOYSTREAM, and it is JOYSTREAM over on KuCoin, where I am actively trying to accumulate a bag of this. So nice to see it come down. I think we talked about that possibility last night. Going over the token metrics real quick, it's $45 million fully diluted market cap. Market cap right now is 30 million. Juicy, juicy, juicy for this new thing that is going to... It's going to give Theta a run for the money. It's going to give YouTube a run for the money. It's like a vamped up library. I like library project, but they got sued by the SEC and really unfair. Got bullied by Mr. Gary. 101 billion market cap or total supply. Maximum supply I don't have out yet, but we did look at the website and it was confirmed 1.02 billion. About 65-67% of that is already out in circulation, so not a whole lot to be sold and rained down upon your heads as they're unlocked and everything. So all-time high was 5 cents a few days ago, so we need a pullback. All-time low was 0.002 cents, so there was a time to get in on it that was really juicy, and I didn't, but I wish I had have. So that's why I'm trying to build up a bag now. So JOYSTREAM, KuCoin, double top scenario right there. Hit the measure move. Yeah! Still got this area right down here as being a juicy buy. If we zoom out, you can see what we were looking at last night on this. It went parabolic, baby. Usually have about 5 steps that we can go through. I'm seeing about 3 right now, working on the 4th one. Flip on our little Elliott wave indicator here. It's saying, hey, this might be the 5th wave and we come back for a correction. Maybe. Or maybe it's got another wave to the upside. I'm not an Elliott wave trader. I look at it just to kind of help me make sure I'm not missing another high, but sometimes it gets confused too. I say there's another high. My take on this, and one trick that I use, is the Elliott wave trick. And I could see this target being hit right here at 7.1 cents. Currently, I'm trying to look at this area about... Don't want to forget that one either. I think that's where this one come from. I'm going to move this one down. At 5.5. So we've got those targets to look for if this parabola continues. I would follow it on a smaller time frame because we're tracking this trend line right here. Very important. It's flirting with breaking it. If it breaks below it, well, this move may suffer. If we break below this parabola line, this curving yellow line I got here, this move is definitely over. want to get out. There's some signs that the Ichimoku cloud is getting a little thick. If we start touching the cloud, it will suck us into it like a vacuum cleaner, spit us out down here somewhere around 3 cents. Don't want to see that, or 2.5 cents. What we have going in our favor is that we have a rising wedge, and we broke to the upside, came back, retested, it broke through the downside of it, came back to this juicy area, wicked down to 2.1 cents. Anybody catching it there, man, hats off to you, because you're up over, you've already 2x'd. So basically, I'm looking for a pullback to about 3.8 cents, and I'm trying to accumulate it here. And if it drops down here, I'm for it too. I'll take the long, boring accumulation that will come if this parabola is broken, and get it at these juicy prices. But I don't think that might happen. I don't see the sign of that happening yet. So that line does nothing. This line here, right here, is what I'm watching on the shortest term. And a break below that, we will get some juicier prices. And then maybe what I'm looking for is a bounce to the upside from here. So if I had to do a trade setup, definitely putting a tight stop, a tighter stop. But coming up to the first measure moves 42%. Risk reward ratio 5.5. Coming up to where I think it's going to go, 7.1 cents. Risk reward ratio almost 11 to 1. 82% return on investment. That's buying it at right around 4 cents, 3.8. Pulling back to this level, which is the 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart if we lose this level. However, if we see a bounce here, well, then you need to move this little guy up, because it's getting ready to go crazy, taking off like crazy. And so I would put a situation like this, maybe even a conditional order above that wick, and that's about 5 cents. And you can also use some nice little tight stop losses after you clear an area where it goes into price discovery, basically, because I don't think it's been up as high. That would be an awesome. That would be a safer entry. And could be looking at about a 40% return. Your risk reward ratio on this, well, I got 11 to 1 right there with just a less than a 4% stop loss. You could probably make it a little tighter even after it flips above that area. So just some ideas there on JOYSTREAM. I like it. I'm trying to get some, so I'm hoping it does come down, because I missed it. So I'm going to be bearish on JOYSTREAM. You need to come down, man. You're coming down. Come down, JOYSTREAM. You're crap, man. This is not crap. It's a good project. I like it. So shout out to the people who saw it earlier and got into it. There's some bearish divergence. There's definitely some bearish divergence right here. Which, if you look at the pattern, what do we got? Rising wedge. What happens? We saw this in Naka. This is what we looked at last night when we were going over JOYSTREAM, how similar this is to Nakamoto Games, which just went crazy. If you didn't get in on it at around 28-30 cents with me, you never saw it come back to those prices again. It just kept going. Nakamoto is off the chain. Here's the scenario. So when I was saying put that limit order in, the scenario is breaking to the upside of a rising wedge, which goes parabolic. Quick, fast, heavy, hard, may even go above 7.1. We may be looking at a much bigger target there. Maybe somewhere around 8 to 9 cents. I don't even have that charted out. That could be in the cards. So that's what to keep the eye out on JOYSTREAM, and that's why I want to make a video on it, just like I did with the Caspa, same setup. Possibility to go freaking parabolic. If it breaks to the upside of this pattern, it will go crazy. This one has the possibility to do it. There's a lot of hype behind this pattern, behind this token. Pushki says, Brock USDT, big get. We did that earlier. I'm probably just late getting over here. Brossi says, this is why Crypto Custody is the best utility ever made in history. I like that. We looked at that one last night. Brossi, I think he brought that up. And thank you for doing that. That's an awesome project. One to check out if you're not familiar with it. I think it's called Crypto. Brossi says, not your keys, not your crypto. Exactly. I think it is somehow that they can give you their custody. It's a play for institutions. Look into Crypto. Look into that. I may be doing a video on that one as well. But she says, thanks, Rock. So they also have a utility token called Rock. Okay, I was not aware of that. 10 million supply on that. And Brodsky says, Zen is dumping like crazy. Let's take a look at Zen. Well, I didn't get to go over the coins I was going to. My timer is now going off. May have to save them again for the nightly stream, but I don't mind because I really want to look at the coins that you guys want to see because you guys know the hot coins just as well as the ones I got over. I will tell you the ones that I were tending to look out for that you can make notes of. I was looking at Terra, Caspa, Velo, Lipier, Tomo, Wall Street Memes, which we may need to take a look at on this stream. Wall Street Memes is hot right now. Someone came to the stream. I can't remember your name, but I thank you so much. Came and talked about it. I think you may be in the chat now. Before it was actually released. So if you're watching the channel, your heads up with our community is awesome. Our community is a bunch of OGs that have been here for a while because there's no retail coming in yet. And sharing information is just key. Wall Street Memes hitting up on the most trending along with Bella Protocol, Veracity, and Trust Wallet. Those were some of the ones I was going to go over today. I don't have time to look at them tonight. But for you guys that are here on the stream, check those out. Look at the charts, see what you see. See if you see anything that speaks to you there. We were going to take a look at Zen really quick. And then I believe I'm going to call it a day. Ooh. What? What did you do? Who died? Oh man. Oh dang. Long damn day. Look at that. Not looking pretty for Zen, but man, if you shorted this thing, oh my gosh. Made out like a bandit. When was that? That was in April. It wouldn't have took that long. So yeah, Zen has dumped and she is below a 3-day 9-moving average. Still it regains a 9-moving average. All these bigger time frames is in danger of going lower. So very risky to just, if you believe in the project, DCA, do research. I can't really comment on much about what's going on with Zen. Is this music loud or what? It's loud in my ears. Make sure I can be heard. Oh, oh dang. It's my new music for October. Alright, so I just see some sideways and down for Zen, unfortunately. Nothing there, but yeah, it did take a big tanking on Zen. Alright guys, Patrick's out of here and so am I. Appreciate you for being here, and if you can, Elvis has a request. Elvis has a word to share when Elvis can have his buttons pushed.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Help this channel grow. I only got 1,000 subs, which I'm very grateful for. But I'm trying to reach mainstream, baby. Trying to get this out. Teach people. People wanting to charge for all this. Once you join a trading group, pay $99 a month to learn what we can learn for free here and in my trading group. In my Telegram group, which is free. I got all the information there. Why are you paying somebody to teach you something? Huh? They teach you the basics. They take you to Wikipedia and walk you over the basics. A 21 moving average strategy. The basic patterns that, oh my gosh. Half the time they've not read Thomas Bukowski. You want to learn? Right here you go. You go to Thomas Bukowski's free site, thepatternSite.com. Learn more than what you're being taught in those groups. I'm telling you. Unless you like to give $99 away to somebody to say, hey, I became a millionaire in crypto, but I didn't do it trading. They never say that. They always want you to think they did it in trading. And if you watch them trade, you can tell they didn't do it that way. They didn't. They didn't. Buy and hold. That's their DCA, their main strategy. Yet, they're wanting to teach you how to trade leverage. Bullshit. All right, that's my rant on trading groups. They can be helpful, but they're going to milk you and make you feel like you need them, and you don't. You don't. If you like the community and enjoy paying for it, by all means, that's your choice. I don't go that way. It doesn't make me feel, until they say, hey, crypto can change your life. It's changed my life, especially with the income that I get from my trading group. Thank you very much. But no, they don't do that. Instead, they say, yeah, I made $1 million because I'm a perfect trader and I did it in the bear market. You did it through 800 people giving you $100 a month is how you did it, and you won't talk about it. All right, that's my rant. Good night, everybody. Sorry about that. Leave on a good note. May God bless each one of you. Be very cautious in your trading. Ask for guidance. God will give you direction. He listens to you. Put God first in your life. Share love. You do have to keep your mindset positive. Don't forget about your family. It's easy for the charts to draw you away from family. It draws me away from mine, and that's something that I want to change. They can engulf your life, try to find life balance, and it's hard to do sometimes, but these are the things we got to do for our mindset. Also, I got this book. This is Ched. He's on YouTube, Big Ched. Great book. Lots of advice on trader and your mentality, what you need to know. Other than TA, this is the other side. Good advice in here. Or any of the other books by W.D. Gann in the beginning. He goes over a lot of the things. Your mindset, everything. You got to work on this too. Trading helps you work on yourself. I'd say if you find yourself where you need therapy in your life, trading is therapy, because it will make you look at yourself and how you make your mistakes and what brings you to those decisions and what your emotions are doing to trick you. And your emotions can make you think that the emotions are logic, and they are not. All right, so I see everybody's leaving after I say goodbye, and then I want to rant. Thank you for being here. Sorry about that. God bless you all. Trade carefully. See you guys tonight.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make you look like you're so ice, ice, ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Nope. Now if you gotta know the truth, was gonna let you go. It was fine, never mind.
I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you, Marco.